For the last 3 weeks, Somers football was winning. It just wasn't in the fashion we've come to expect this time of year. The two-time defending state champions looked a way they hadn't in quite some time. The Tuskers looked beatable. And that became the challenge issued by Somers coach Anthony DiMatteo prior to Friday night's state semifinals.
3 games in a row, you've come out a little tentative, a little flat, and you've needed some choice words at halftime. Well, good news for you, I'm going to give them to you right now. Because what needs to happen in this game is 48 full minutes of what you are capable of.
Rewind 3 weeks ago, when Somers trailed Harrison in the Section 1 semifinal in the fourth quarter, needing some late dramatics to survive. Then in the Section 1 championship, trailing Rye at halftime before a second-half surge delivered their 4th straight title. And then came last week, trailing Averill Park in the state quarterfinals before a dominant second half earned Somers a trip back to Middletown on Friday.
The number one priority of this game is physicality. Physicality in every aspect of the football game. I want to bend them backwards so they don't want to play anymore. Right from the jump. That's what a champion does. Anyone who ever told you in your life to wait for someone to throw the first punch in a fight did you a disservice. Everything you have, you are fighting for your football lives. And let's go to the dome where we belong. Let's go!
On Friday night, with the season on the line, Somers looked anything but beatable. The Tuskers were facing a familiar opponent in Section 9 champion Cornwall in the state semis for the right to go to the Dome next weekend. Somers took the ball first and just plowed down the field. The offense used up over 7 minutes of the clock, driving 80 yards in 11 plays and scoring on Mason Kelly's short plunge across the goal line.
I think getting the ball first was a big factor, just going out there, hitting them first, and making them be the ones that have to respond. Because the last few weeks we've been the ones who've needed to respond, but that was them tonight, and I think we just carried that along the whole time.
Needed to get off the bus with emotion, kick him in the face first. We really stressed that throughout practice this week. These last 3 games, it's taken a little bit to, evolve into what we can be. This week, we really wanted to, show them what we could do right on the first snap.
And unfortunately for Cornwall, Somers didn't stop there. First defensive possession, maybe the best Cornwall moved the football, and it was intercepted right there on 4th down by Brett Kennedy, coming out with a big INT in the postseason again. Somers, second series, they go to the air. This time, Dean Palazzolo on the reception from Miguel Iglesias. And then later, Palazzolo from Iglesias again, stiff arm down the field. Big game for Palazzolo and Iglesias, as they've done all season long. And then early in the second quarter, same drive, Iglesias going to go to the ground. Quarterback keeps it, gets big yardage, and that sets up Somers inside the 5. Mason Kelly going across the goal line again. His second touchdown, 14-0. Somers leads early in the second.
They answered everything that we put in front of them today. We played a complete game, physically, schematically. They did a tremendous job. We had guys step up in roles that didn't play a ton this season because of injuries, and it was just a program win. I could not be more proud of these guys.
After another Cornwall 3 and out, Somers to the air. Dean Palazzolo over defender. He had 6 catches for 89 yards in this game. That was the best of the bunch. Gets the Tuskers inside the 5-yard line. Iglesias going to keep it himself. The quarterback would run for 55 yards on 7 carries and this touchdown. 21-0 Somers with the advantage. They would take that into the half. And then out of the gates in the third quarter, after Cornwall goes 3 and out, they go to the air. Cameron Violante, the sophomore, making the touchdown catch. Iglesias, 8 of 12 passing, 134 yards through the air. 28-0 Somers. The Tuskers would put this game away later in the third. Mason Kelly, 91 yards on the ground on 19 carries. Big run there, sets up himself for the game-clinching touchdown. Across his third score, 35-0. The Tuskers would win by that score. And they are headed to the state championship in the Dome for the 4th year in a row.
I mean, to me, it's probably the most special one. I think this is the year where the expectations for us were lower. So we knew that we were going to come into this year, we're going to prove everyone wrong, and I think the fact that we made it here, it just means the world, especially being a senior.
It's definitely not easy. Though it's the expectation, we still got to fight to earn it every single year, and this year really is special,
We get to the state playoffs, people start talking about the dome. I'm just thinking about this year with these kids, and we got one more.